guys, it's Will. It's Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society. Welcome back to the channel. I'm not talking about Hong Kong movies. What the hell? I do this sometimes. It's true. I go off into tangents, and I talk about movies that I think people who watch this channel will like, based on the conversations I've had with people, based on the comments I get from people, based on the analytics we have of what people are actually watching, what gets views and stuff like that. So I was sent a DVD copy of Drive right here by Andrew Amphlett of Amphlett Reviews. Go follow his channel right now if you are not already. He actually sent me both of these from the UK. This is the Eureka Once Upon a Time in China set, which I will be reviewing soon. And then Drive, because I had never seen this movie, and this is not an easy movie to find in the US. Whereas apparently this DVD is pretty easy to track down in the UK. So I'm actually going to be watching this soon and reviewing this for the channel, the movie itself, because I'd never seen the film before. But when I announced the fact that I got that, people were really excited. They're like, I can't believe you haven't seen that. That's a really great movie. And lo and behold, like 2 weeks or maybe a week after I got that package from Andrew, the MVD Rewind Collection announced that they will be releasing Drive on Blu-ray in the US on May 11th. And I now have a list of all the features that are going to be on that release. And so I thought I would read those to you and kind of talk a little bit about my relationship with the Rewind Collection. Because as you may or may not know, with my partner in Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society, so he edits all the videos. He does all the thumbnails for all the videos that we put up on YouTube. He helps me source movies and edit them and stuff like that for clips for Instagram. His name is Mike. Mike and I have another channel that's called Terrible Infant. And on that channel, we talk about just kind of like general action movies and movies that we both really like. And we do like tandem movie, like co-review stuff. Like we'll watch stuff together and we'll talk about it. And we watch like a lot of 80s movies, action movies. And he and I have reviewed a fair amount of stuff from the Rewind Collection before. We reviewed Nemesis, Nemesis 2, 3, and 4, Showdown, Double Dragon, Double Impact, and I think My Samurai, which I actually really liked. Mike did not like that movie as much. You go see our review of that movie. It was a pretty fun one. But I think that the Rewind Collection releases really great stuff. I got an email recently about some titles that are coming out that are all kind of related to martial arts and Asian cinema and action movies and stuff like that, that I thought people who watch this channel would be interested in. So I'm going to read the material that's coming out on this release of Drive, and then I will tell you about these other releases that are coming out in March of 2021, and then I will be out of your hair. So Drive, like I said, is coming out in May. And you can pre-order on Diabolik, which is DIABOLIKDVD.com. Go check it out. I've only ordered, I think, one thing from them, but I know a lot of people who I've met through doing this channel who like swear by them, who know them personally, who say they're great people, who say they will track down titles for you if you ask them to. Like really good company, like a small business run by a handful of people. So I'll put a link in the description of this video where you can check them out. They distribute all kinds of Hong Kong cinema. They do the Vengeance Pack, which is a company from Germany, and they do their Eureka stuff, the 88 stuff. So this is the specifications of the Drive release from the MVD Rewind Collection. High-definition presentation of the extended director's cut in 2:35:1 aspect ratio from a brand new 4K HD scan of the original camera negative. Audio, there's 2.0 stereo, LPCM, and 5.1 Dolby Digital Surround. Audio commentary by director Steve Wang, fight choreographer Koichi Sakamoto, and stars Mark Dacascos and Kadeem Hardison. Drive, The Force Behind the Storm documentary, which is 47 minutes and 42 seconds. The Rewind Collection does really good behind-the-scenes documentaries. The making of Double Impact documentary is longer than Double Impact. Like, it's longer than the movie. And I remember the one on Showdown being really fun, too. And they have great interviews with Albert Pune on the Nemesis stuff as well. So then the Drive theatrical cut with optional English subtitles. That's also HD. Original theatrical trailer, collectible mini poster, reversible artwork with alternative cover, and it includes, like I said, both editions of the film. So that's Drive. Other stuff that is coming out in the future that like I said, I got this email just kind of announcing these titles. Falcon Rising, this is a Michael Jai White film. This is the first time it's ever being released on Blu-ray. This movie came out in 2014. I think I've seen this movie. It was on Netflix for a while, and there was maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, I went through every single Scott Adkins and Michael Jai White movie I could find on Netflix and on probably like Prime. And And I think this was one of them. And they all kind of blend together in my head because it was over a period of a couple weeks. I watched like 10 or 15 of these movies. But I enjoyed all of them. So the movie is Falcon Rising. If you like Michael Jai White, if you like martial arts films, if you like my action films, probably check that out. Like I said, first time ever on Blu-ray. And I'm just reading this off my computer because I didn't want to memorize the list and like pretend that I know everything. So it's easier for me to just be honest with you about the fact that I am just reading this off my computer. So a Japanese movie. You know that I love Japanese cinema. You can see my Godzilla thing up there. I used to have the Zatoichi set out on display. I lived in Japan. Fun fact for you, I came really close to starting Japanese Cinema Appreciation Society instead of Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society. I just kind of, it was like a toss of the coin type of thing. So Flower and Snake. This is a Nikatsu film. It's an erotic film. It deals with sadomasochism. So if you're familiar with those types of films, you'll know what this is. It's not for everybody. And this is coming from Impulse Pictures. This came out in 1974, and it's just like, it's kind of like a classic Japanese kind of sadistic exploitation film, if that's your cup of tea. It's not necessarily my cup of tea, but I do love Japanese cinema, and so I like to tell people stuff like this is coming out. I know that people really like Bruce Campbell of Evil Dead fame, getting very far away from Asian cinema, martial arts cinema, whatever, but this is kind of cool. This movie came out in 1997. It's called Running Time, and it stars Bruce Campbell as a guy who decides to rob the mob, and this is a new 2K scan from the original camera negative. It's going to have audio commentary from the writer and director on it and from Bruce Campbell, and then it's got like a 22-minute making of on there. This is coming from Synapse Films, and like I said, this came out in 1997. It's an action movie, so these are like really like deep dive kind of cult classic type films, but they just seem really interesting to me, and I know that people who watch this channel love all types of movies, and so I thought, let's just talk about this stuff and see if people like this video and see what happens. Journey into Fear. So you might not know if you don't watch the other channel I run with my friend Mike, which is called Terrible Infant. I love espionage movies, and in particular like 60s and 70s Cold War era espionage films like the James Bond films and a bunch of other stuff from that time. I have a 6-movie box set from Mill Creek of all espionage films from the 60s and 70s, and I've reviewed those all on the other channel. I really enjoyed watching all of them. So this movie is called Journey into Fear. It's about a U.S. geologist who discovers a rich oil deposit in the mountains of Turkey that creates a dangerous conflict between Turks and Arabs. And then his life becomes in danger. This movie came out in 1975, and it's from Daniel Mann. And it's first time on Blu-ray. So, I mean, if you're a fan of those types of espionage and thriller movies from the 70s, I would say this looks like a good movie. Check it out. It's on my radar now. I'd never heard of that movie before, but it's on my radar now, and I'm super excited about it. One more movie from the 70s, 1974. If you like blaxploitation, Mike and I have reviewed some blaxploitation films on our other channel, and I'm a big fan of those movies. I haven't seen too many of them, but I really, really enjoy all the ones I've seen. We reviewed Black Gestapo, which is an insane movie, and you should go check out our review. Go see that movie. That movie is bananas. So this movie is called Layla or Lila or something like that. Lialeh. Smooth operator Arlo is setting up an erotic musical in New York, and a free-spirited woman named Layla or Lila, whatever her name is, played by Jennifer Lee, gets involved. And so this is like a lot of 70s disco and funk musicians involved. First time ever on Blu-ray, and this is coming from Dark Force Entertainment, so definitely check that out if you're a fan of like the Grindhouse and blaxploitation films. And then we have a movie called, so these next ones are just ridiculous. There's one called Corona Zombies. So, that came out in 2020, as you can imagine, and it's 60 minutes long. So it's like, is that even a movie? I mean, technically it is. I think anything over like 30 or 40 minutes, as per like film festivals, is considered a feature, right? But anyway, and then we have Shark Encounters of the Third Kind. Okay, a group of hostile aliens crash land at the bottom of the ocean and via mind control use sharks to terrorize a small town full of secrets in hopes of completing their invasion mission. That's coming from Wide Eyed Releasing. It has director's commentary on it. Wow. Yeah. Shark Encounters of the Third Kind, dude. And then finally, Back Home. This is maybe a movie that no one on here will be even remotely interested in. It's a French film that won Best Screenplay at, it looks like the Venice Film Festival. And The reason that this movie is on my radar and that it seemed interesting to me is that Adele Exarchopoulos, isn't it? I'm probably mispronouncing her last name. She was in Blue's the Warmest Color, which I absolutely love. I've seen that movie probably 4 or 5 times. I've like written pieces about it, analyzed it, stuff like that. I love that film. I'm a big fan of like coming of age movies. If you saw on our other channel, I reviewed 16 Candles and some other stuff like that. So great movie, and she's in a couple other movies that I really liked, and so. This is just it's a French film, kind of a drama. But if anyone is interested in that, it's coming from Synergetic Distribution in March of 2020. So my name is Will. This has been Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society, just kind of a roundup of stuff that's coming out that maybe people will be interested in. If you like this type of video, let me know in the comments. Maybe I can do more, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.